Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to BT Talks episode 26. Today I have the pleasure of having my friend, entrepreneur and founder and CEO of 3SA Estates in Marbella, Spain. He's a great guy, very connected guy, very out of the box thinking guy. So this is going to be an exciting conversation. I see Jimmy, he's already on, so bear with me a few seconds and he'll be here. There he is.
Yeah, it does. Can you hear me?
It's connecting, so you should be on shortly.
Okay.
I don't see the video. There you are.
Oh, perfect. Great.
There he is.
How
So
are you?
is the sound good for everyone?
No, it's working for me.
Perfect.
I think
good.
so. I have
Very
good
good.
Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah, it's important. I always
You can't believe that in Spain, but it's actually working.
here we're very lucky to have generally speaking good connection a little bit everywhere.
Yeah.
Unless you're in the middle of the States, but in Miami, New York, LA, we're good. So
Yeah.
anyways, Jimmy, thank you for taking the time to be a guest on this show.
Of course.
It's a pleasure, and I think we're going to have a really great conversation and talk about
Look
a
forward.
lot of great things. So for those who don't know you, I always like to start, with my guests, those who don't know, introduce yourself and your journey to real estate, because I think it's very important that people know. Everybody has their own journey in real estate.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. So now you're based in Marbella, and go ahead.
To make it simple, in Sweden between 2005 and still continuing, but in particular between 2005 and 2012, we had a huge increase in the real estate market in Stockholm City.
Yep.
And I did like many others. I bought and sold properties for a private matter. And in Sweden, you need to take a 3-year education to be educated real estate broker.
Wow. So
And
there's a 3-year, because here it's not 3 years.
No.
Here
And
it's probably within a month you have your license.
in Spain, it's 1 minute. So
Okay. So Sweden so you have 3 years of education to become a broker in Sweden?
yeah.
Okay.
But I was 21 when I got a job at, you can compare it with CNN. So I was very young, and I was selling all the TV commercial at the biggest TV channel in Sweden. And because of that, I really didn't have the time to take the education the real way, but I was interested. So I read all the education material from a private matter just because I was interested to learn the industry in Sweden. But after 7 years in the TV industry, working for the TV channel, I started 2 production companies and did TV programs and commercial movies and everything around digital content. So
So you were already ahead of the game.
yeah, no, but
In Europe, yes,
I understood that everything in the future, also like TV content, will be distributed digitally.
Yes.
And from my point of view, Netflix, for example, is one of the smartest business ideas ever. We can talk a little bit about that later.
Spotify
And
as
why.
well.
Yes, Spotify as well, but honestly, Netflix even more. And it's a reason for it. But just to make it simple, then, of course, I wanted an extra home in the sun, because in Sweden we don't have so much sun. And
Always
I'm not,
chasing the sun.
yeah, exactly. And I really don't like the snow so much. So basically, I bought a holiday home in Marbella, and when I did, I realized that the market was completely different compared to Sweden.
And that was
And
when? When did you buy a property in Marbella?
2015, so 5 years ago.
Got it. Okay.
And then I understood that you could be a hairdresser and a DJ and also be a real estate broker. And
Pretty cool.
yeah, and the way they were selling real estate in Marbella, it was by putting up a sign basically of outside the property with in Spanish "se vende," which is for sale. So basically, I understood that if you have my experience of marketing, you could revolutionize the industry pretty rapidly. And produce content from the properties and distribute it through social media. So when I moved here, I was the first one doing this in a really serious manner. Because I took my production company guys here and they started to produce lifestyle content. And from my point of view, that was the smartest way of selling real estate in Marbella.
That's a very interesting point. I think now, that we're in 2020 and it started before, but we see a lot in real estate, whether it's in the US or in Europe or anywhere around the world, there's this blend. You're not selling real estate traditionally. It just doesn't really work anymore. You have to be innovative and use all the different platforms you have, obviously all the social media platforms, but also produce content and blend it with lifestyle, because here in Miami, I'm not just selling real estate, I'm selling a certain lifestyle. And it's the same thing in Marbella, and it's the same thing in other locations.
I would say it's exactly the same thing. And from a Europe perspective, the climate in Marbella is amazing year round. The infrastructure is really good. The schools are amazing.
And it's English speaking.
Yeah. It is. It's hard to learn Spanish here. I need to really put down effort. I know pretty much now, but not good enough, to be honest. And I think it's more or less impossible to be fluent in Spanish if you don't have a Spanish girlfriend, because no one is speaking Spanish in business. Everyone speaks English.
But in Marbella, so you have a lot of people from the UK, from France, from Sweden.
Actually, from US as well, and Canadians are coming really, really big. Americans as well, but even more Canadians.
Interesting.
It's really interesting, but it's even more interesting that in Marbella we have 140 nationalities that owns properties.
Got it. Okay.
And that's the highest amount of nationalities in the whole world. I think Miami is number 2.
Miami also, I'm not sure of the number, but it's definitely not an American city. It's a city where you have a blend of, Brazilian, Venezuelan, French, Italian, from all nationalities, for sure.
I start to realize that it could have been a good idea of me to log in through the computer instead of sitting with my phone like this. But
I'm not sure. I think I tried different methods. I'm not sure you can log in through the Mac on Instagram. So
okay, whatever.
I have my friend Mike, who's a great guy, who just joined in. Thanks for joining, Mike.
Okay,
He's
cool.
based in Miami. He's a great guy.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a very, very good guy. So tell us a little bit about, how you implemented your company through SA Estate, because it's very innovative. The way I say, everybody who doesn't know, Jimmy's company, please have a look. I think it's, from the website and the content they create. If I had a property to market in Marbella, I would, without a doubt, reach out to you. Simply because it makes a big difference. And I think, when someone is looking for a company it's a lot of hard work, but you also have to be smart about it in the ways you do it. It's always first impressions, right?
So, for sure.
So, I think, I connected with you a few months ago through social media, and I found out that, you were really doing some fantastic content that appealed to me. And I think it can appeal to a lot of people. So how is your company structured? Do you have a team, I assume, for like content production? So like an in-house media company? Do you have several agents working with you? How is the structure with your company?
Well, the thing is, because we have 140 nationalities that owns properties down here, and many nationalities that will grow stronger when their countries' economies grow stronger. What we have done is that we have tried to focus on being a real estate company with one native speaking person from all nationalities, where we want to have clients from.
So you have France, Russia.
Yeah, we have 11. I think we speak. I always get this question. I haven't really counted.
A dozen languages.
Yeah, I think it's between 9 or 11 or something like this.
Okay.
So it's basically impossible to not be able to buy through us from the biggest countries buying real estate down here. What many people do wrong, as I see it, is that they are Swedish, for example, and I mean, I have probably 500 real estate agency competitors down here, not agents, agencies that are Swedish and focusing only on the Swedish market. And for me, this doesn't make sense. So instead, we choose that we only work with entrepreneurs and famous people, no matter country, but this is our target group. So if you win on lottery, don't call us. We don't want to sell to you. And honestly, that's just a policy that we have kept since day one.
Yeah.
And the reason for it is that in the end, our main goal is to get really happy clients and being buying broker only.
Okay.
So
that's the trend.
we are only on the buyer side, and so far we are the first real estate company in Marbella being only on the buyer side. So with this said, when we get happy clients, we get these clients network with friends. So after a couple of years, you get, you know, a self-playing piano, more or less, with new clients coming in, because you already have happy clients. So
how is the system in Marbella, Spain, you know, as a brokerage, if I can say, you know, because here in the US, for example, you know, at least Miami, I mean, we usually represent the buyer or the seller. Obviously, it's much better to represent the seller. You can sometimes represent both sides. How is the system in Spain?
It's exactly the same. But if you think about it from this perspective, I probably did 8,000 customer meetings during 14 years in the media industry. And the only people I met were entrepreneurs, CEOs, marketing directors, which is our client group today. And the reason for it is the background. So if you have the clients, you don't need to have the listings.
That is true. And I think Marbella, and let me know, but I think that Marbella is also a place that is very attractive, especially for European entrepreneurs and CEOs. I see a lot of entrepreneurs and CEOs spending at least half of the year. You know, I don't know how much time people spend in Marbella. Is it full time or half time? But I see a lot of,
what's going on right now, and that was my whole idea before I moved down and started the company, was that thanks to the digitalization, I understood that people can work wherever they are in the future.
Especially today. Yeah, especially today.
And then Corona happened, and that's been like a double Porsche turbo for this this way of thinking.
Yep.
And of course, Corona hasn't been easy for anyone down here either. But in the long run, that will be, from a business perspective, even better for Marbella, because today we have 180,000 permanent living here, which is it's nothing. It's like a small city outside Miami. But in 6 years from now, we will be between 550 and 600,000 people, and then it's an urban city. Yeah. And that's only thanks to the digitalization, and thanks to the climate here, and thanks to the infrastructure and the schools. And I noticed this already 5 years ago, that this will happen. So that's basically why I started the company. And it's been growing since that. And of course, right now we are a little bit in a hill down when it comes to the possibility to buy, but the demand is higher than ever.
The demand is high. Do you think there's more people that are looking at the property in Marbella compared to, say, I don't know, south of France or Italy, or is there? It's all. I mean, it's all in Europe and Mediterranean. But maybe the infrastructure, I believe, is maybe easier in Marbella.
I would say like this. I mean, when I was between 25 and you traveled around Europe to party and did all these things, Saint-Tropez and Mykonos, Ibiza.
Yeah.
I never saw the opportunity to live at these places permanently.
There are more travel. There are more places to travel to.
Yeah, and I love right now. I mean, I live the dream life. I live in Marbella permanently, and I can go wherever I want to these places just for a week holiday.
Ibiza, you can go to.
Except right now, then.
Except now. Yeah.
Because of the fucking situation, but but the interesting thing here, for example, you have during the winter, which is not winter from a Swedish perspective. Yep. I jump into my car 6:30 in the morning and I drive 2 hours up to Sierra Nevada, and then I go skiing 10.8 kilometers slopes. Yeah. And then I drive down back to Marbella and I eat dinner in the sunset. So I mean, the life down here, the life quality that you get, and also price-wise compared to Miami, for example.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like Miami has actually, I believe, the best value and prices across the U.S. if you want a luxury property, whether it's a house or a condo.
Yeah.
Now, I look at the properties in Marbella, and there's definitely a lot of value what you get for, between $1 million and €5 million euros. If you look at prices in Los Angeles or in New York or even in Aspen or all these places, which are great. It's a whole other, pricing.
I mean, the villas, this is also interesting. This year, the villa sales from 4 million euro and up are up between 35 and 37% higher than ever.
Wow. So between 4 and 7 million.
No, sorry. Over 4 million euro is
over
up around 35% in sales compared to ever. So the demand is going insane high in this level of properties, but still the prices are pretty solid. I mean, they are not increasing too much because we have so much plot of land where we can build on. So there's still land. So if I want to find, I don't find the property I want in Marbella, but there is still land available. I can buy land and build a property there. Yeah, for sure.
So there's space. That's important because now here in Miami, all the land available is being bought and there's very little. And the little land that's available is getting very expensive.
If you call me in 10 years from now, if I'm still alive, or if my I'm so fucking tired because I'm working 16 hours per day. If you call me in 10 years from now, obviously the situation will be different when we grow from 180 to 550,000 people permanent living.
For sure. Yes.
But I mean, you can still, from a value of money, get a lot of house in Marbella compared to all European cities. I mean, I don't think you can compare Miami to Marbella because it's
different.
It's
impossible.
The US
and Europe, but
But compared to Ibiza, Saint-Tropez, and Mykonos, Marbella will be cheap for many years. And
so let me see. I just want to showcase a beautiful property you can tell us about. Hold on 1 second. There we go.
Yeah. This one.
Tell us about this beautiful property. I'll show a few photos, while we discuss. But this is a stunning Marbella property.
It is. It's a really good architect behind, and also a very good Danish developer, actually, a former hockey player. This villa is located in an area called Benavis, and in a sub-area to that called La Quinta.
Okay.
And this community is very high security gated community that I love a lot. I really like this
So
community.
it's a gated community, it's residential.
Yeah, and it's very close to all amenities and everything that you want to be close to, but you still have panoramic sea view and also mountain view and a lot of things that you want for a house around 4 million euro. But this is I would say
this
that
house is what, 4 million euros?
Yeah, 4.2, including furniture. And this is a typical. Here you see the sunrise. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah,
I love it.
and we have
Show
this
us
320 years, 320 days per year. We have this, so it's
wow. So the weather out there is 320 days of sun.
320.
Well, that's quite nice. And you don't have humidity, I assume.
No, not in the same way as in many other places. But this is a standard, really nice villa that you get for 4.2 million euro. It's around 600 square meters as we count inside, and it's a plot.
Look at this! By night, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's a plot of 1,500 square meters.
Yeah, and so there's
five bedroom.
How many properties in that area? Is it Benavia? Is that correct?
Benavis.
Benavis. Okay.
I mean, Marbella is going through a big refurbishment right now, and this villa from the beginning is a plot. So this is brand new, but a lot of villas get refurbished, and you wouldn't probably see the difference in pictures because it's a lot of developers working with this as obviously their permanent job. And
do you have a lot of local developers, or do you have a lot of people from Sweden, Denmark, and other countries that want to build property there?
I would say, because we have 140 nationalities that owns properties down here, I would say that it's more or less the same amount of developers. But so it's after a while as a real estate broker who is the really good ones and who is not the ones that you should.
The quality and what's good and not, And
yeah.
Usually, how long does it take for a developer to build such a property?
It's different rules in different areas. This area is the best one if you want to build something from scratch and buy a plot of land. Then it takes maximum 3 months before you get all the licenses, and then you can start the construction. A villa like this takes around 14 months to build up from scratch. So let's say 16, 17 months, then you're done from the day you are buying the plot. In other areas, it can be up to 2 years just to get the building license. But then obviously there are some real estate brokers that are a little bit better than others to contract if you want to get the license a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
So,
okay, got it.
But the system in Spain is a little bit Stone Age when it comes to a lot of things that you can from Sweden or US or whatever you take for granted. And then you come here and you don't understand why everything takes so long time. But I mean, that's my headache. It's not my client's headaches.
It's your headache. But I think you adapt and you do as much as you can. But that's what I hear from a lot of friends who have their brokerages or just are brokers in Europe, in every country, from the UK to France to other countries. They have all these, incredible ideas. They do super cool marketing. They have great clients, but the system in the country they are has sometimes some barriers, and it takes a bit of time. It's true. And I'm not saying in the US it's easy, but it is easier because just the infrastructure we have and the way we work.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, in Sweden, you have one seller, one buyer, and one broker, and then the deal is done. So I usually compare it and I say, in Sweden, you need 3 yes, and then the deal is done. In Spain, you need 8. Yes, minimum. So as being a real estate broker in Marbella or in Spain is a minimum 3-4 small strokes every day that you get, and you have a continuously stress in the whole body because of all the things around. But you get used to it.
Yeah, that's part of being in real estate. That's part of being an entrepreneur. I think we get used to it. So we're coming to the end, and I have a few questions that I usually ask all my guests. What is the most rewarding thing for you as an entrepreneur and real estate broker and owner of your company? What is the most rewarding thing in your business?
Honestly, it's to get really happy clients and to see how they really feel that they have fulfilled a dream that they have had for a long time to they've been working hard their life to buy a property in this country or whatever country, obviously it's the same. And to see how they really feel that they have accomplished their goals with the property that we together choose. And also, as being only buying broker, obviously my job is to get down the price as much as possible.
Of course, it's a negotiation.
And I'm happy if the client is happy. Honestly, I've never focused on our own commission, because in the end it's completely the opposite of our business idea, being a buying broker. In the end, if we get happy clients, we get more clients, and then you earn money in the end as well.
Building strong relationships, being patient, and working with the right clients and making them happy. So if you were not in real estate, would you do anything else? Or
no, I would be sales manager of Netflix for sure, because of my background in TV.
That's interesting. But now you're growing your company, and what's next in the next few years for you? Is there any big things happening for you, or is it?
Actually, we are starting our own developments during next year, and then we have 4 different business areas, and it's going to be really exciting. We take in a couple of investors in that business area, and then we will start to produce our own refurbishments in this level of villas that we just saw. So it's going to be super interesting and very fun to take the next step with the company. Today we rent out villas like this short term. We sell real estate, basically whatever, as long as the client is within our client group. And then we also organize business conferences for management groups.
So you're diversifying in different areas and services that are all related to real estate. That's great. And last question, any advice on anybody who wants to get started in real
estate?
Do it.
Maybe more. Don't do it.
Don't do it. No. But generally speaking, and maybe in Marbella, because I know it's every area is a little bit different. But any advice? Because I'm sure some people listening who will watch after.
The best advice is to really work through your business plan before you start. Look at the competitors, find something unique that someone else is not doing, and stick to your own plan. Don't try to copy everyone else, because in the end you will lose.
You have to be yourself.
Yeah, for sure. You have to find your own way and stick to that.
Very good. Well, Jimmy, thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
Taking the time for this conversation. Where can anybody find you? You're on all social media platforms, but you and your company.
The easiest is obviously to just connect me privately, and then we can take it from there at Jimmy WIDEN. But otherwise, look at our website. I think it's Marbella's absolutely coolest website.
The best.
3saestate.com.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy, thank you so much. And
thank you
to everybody who tuned in. And for those who missed it, you'll be able to see it on my IGTV and feed.
Cool.
Jimmy, have a great evening. And,
you too.
I'll be coming to Marbella soon.
I look forward.
All right.
Nice to see you. Ciao.
Bye-bye.